Chris Mackowski for Emerging Civil War, and I'm here with my colleague Derek Maxfield, and we are at beautiful Batavia, New York, the home of Emery Upton, who
beautiful Batavia,
and we're here just kind of hanging out today. And Derek, you've got a lot of projects in the works right now. Tell us what's coming up for you.
Well, this is a lot to ask me because I'm still recovering from the beginning of the semester right now, you understand. But I do have a lot in the works. I'm very excited. We started a new school year, and so I have a lecture series that you're part of tonight, and I'm very happy to have you.
Delighted to be here.
Yes, so I'm excited about the lineup for the lecture series, but personally, the play with Tracy Ford, Now We Stand By Each Other Always, is going very well. We have bookings into October of next year.
And I'll point out that we have done a podcast about that. We've done a piece on the blog about that. So some information out there for our viewers who are just looking to find out more about this thing. But you portray Ulysses S. Grant, and Tracy, your colleague, portrays William T. Sherman. And you sort of explore this friendship between these two men at key moments during the war. Tell me about that.
That's true. Well, you know, we originally started with the play as a City Point conversation, and largely based on the memoirs of Porter, and he was talking about Sherman arriving after the campaign through the Carolinas, and Grant wants to hear about the March to the Sea, and, you know, they're two old chums, they haven't seen each other a year, and the next day they're going to meet with the president. And they're just, you know, they're two boys kind of getting back together, doing a little drinking and talking about the war.
But at a juncture where the stakes couldn't be higher.
That's true. In fact, the surrender of Lee was only a month away at that point. No, they couldn't know that at the time. But you know, we were so successful with the City Point conversation, that one act, and we had people asking more questions about this relationship, and they wanted to see more. And so what happened is we ended up adding 2 new acts to the play. Going deeper into the war, and we started talking about doing a Shiloh bit, but we arrived at Vicksburg as an important moment about 2 weeks before the surrender of Vicksburg, and then we had a Cincinnati moment where they meet in a hotel in Cincinnati, and they're mapping out the Atlanta and the Overland campaigns there, just the 2 of them. Mm-hmm. So we thought that these were 2 extremely important moments, so we incorporated them into the play, added the 2 new acts, and we've performed that now about 4 times.
Okay.
And it's going very, very well. The reception has just been fantastic.
And you've got another performance coming up this weekend, actually, right?
We do. Saturday we have a performance. Actually, all of our Saturdays in October or September are booked.
Oh, wow.
Actually.
Wow.
So, you know, we're gratified that people find it interesting. Now we're just trying to promote it more outside of New York, you know, extend it into other parts of the Civil War realm, I guess you would say.
Okay.
But that's going very well. I'm very happy about that.
And let's just for folks who are viewing, if they're interested in finding out more or perhaps even booking the play, how can they do that?
Just contact me. You know, I'm very easy to find. I am listed in the ECW Speakers Bureau catalog.
Okay.
And that's a good place to go.
Very good, very good.
And they can see what else I offer so far as lectures and things of that nature.
Okay.
They'll also notice I have a book coming out this fall that I'm very excited about, Elmira. It's about the POW camp, the Union POW camp in Elmira, New York.
I'm very excited about that. We're in the initial stages of production with that book right now, so that should, I hope, be out by the end of the year, if not at the very beginning of next year. But to me, Elmira's always been a fascinating story because it's been like erased off the map. I mean, there's very little there to see.
And to some extent, it was purposeful. You know, the folks of Elmira, New York did not want to be associated with it because so early after the war, it was called the Andersonville of the North. Well, that's bad for business, that's bad for community relations, right? And so they went out of their way to erase all traces of this and only began to re-embrace the history of what happened there only after the Civil War sesquicentennial.
Yeah. And of course, Elmira's got Mark Twain, so like, hey, that's a fantastic tourism hook. So
it is, and you'd be surprised the number of people that don't know the Mark Twain history. Yeah. Most people are surprised to find out he's buried there. They think he's going to be in Hartford, right?
Right.
You know,
or somewhere along the Mississippi, the mythical.
That's
Mississippi,
right, out in Missouri, right where he skedaddled. But yeah, I'm excited about that. You know, it's been a couple years coming, and it's my first book, so.
So I'm really excited about it. I've read the manuscript. I am psyched. So looking forward to having that come up.
Good.
Now I want to come back to just something you talked about with the other talks that you have available. I've seen you speak at the Teacher Institute that the
was
American
a lot of
Battlefield
fun.
Trust did over the summertime. Fantastic speaker.
Thank you.
I give this guy 2 thumbs up. So, I'm here without my selfie stick, so I'm trying to get far enough away to accommodate our differences in height.
Yeah, that's right.
So pardon my camera work. That's all my fault, not Derek's. Any projects on the horizon after this?
Well, we're already thinking about the next step with the play, and the play actually started out with a conversation between Adams and Jefferson.
Right.
And we're thinking of pivoting back to that. Oh, cool. We've just signed one of our adjuncts that wants to do Franklin, so now it's going to be a 3-man play. We want to have that in time for the Revolutionary War celebrations.
I would love to be a fly on the wall of that conversation.
Yes.
So delighted here to speak with my ECW colleague, Derek Maxfield. Thanks so much for being with us today. Thanks for having me here in Batavia.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah, great to have you. Chris Mackowski, Derek Maxfield for Emerging Civil War. Thanks for joining us.